Last week, an Army veteran from Groton realized his interpreter in Afghanistan was in trouble. Since then, he's been scrambling to get him out of the country. Our colleague Lexi Krupp has more on one Vermonter's effort to coordinate an evacuation from half a world away.
Zach Conaway has been checking his phone nonstop for the past week and a half. He's been staying up late. His wife is mostly taking care of the kids. He says the most stressful part of his day is his drive home. It's 45 minutes from his job. He runs environmental services at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center, to where he lives in Groton, a small town in Caledonia County. As soon as he gets home, he checks his messages.
Any new details? Did I get any emails from State Department? Did I get any emails from, the operations center at the airport? Who did I hear from? And, trying to do what I can so that he's prepared for the beginning of his day while I'm trying to get some rest before I go to work.
This all started when Zach saw a video posted on Facebook last week from someone he knows well, his friend Jamil. VPR is not using his last name for safety reasons. Jamil was Zach's interpreter in the Kunar province of Afghanistan when Zach was deployed there with the U.S. Army in 2009. They traveled together for a year and have stayed in touch since, sharing photos of their kids and checking in. The video Jamil posted showed chaos in Kabul, Afghanistan's capital, which is not where Zach was expecting his friend to be.
I thought at some point that he had already, I just assumed he had left the country and was here somewhere.
Because of Jamil's work with the U.S. Army, Zach says if he stays in Afghanistan, he'll almost certainly be killed. So when Zach realized Jamil was still there, he sent him a message right away.
And I go, who do you have with you? And he goes, my wife and 7 kids. And I go, let's do this. Let's get them out of there.
Jamil traveled with his family to Kabul earlier this year, so he could find a way out of the country. But he was still waiting on a response about his visa from the State Department, and he hadn't been able to get passports for his family when the capital fell. He told Zach all this. So from Vermont, Zach has been scrambling to figure out what paperwork is still needed, make sure he has food and water, and connect him with American troops on the ground. Zach says all this help also poses a real risk for Jamil and his family.
Just making sure that, the things that I'm doing aren't going to get leaked to, a Taliban checkpoint or somebody that's going to come find him and could lead to his capture, kidnap, or death. And knowing that realization is a distinct possibility it's hard. It's hard to think through.
Earlier this week, Jamil made it just outside a security checkpoint at the airport with his wife and kids. They brought enough food and water to last 3 days. Zach showed me a picture of Jamil Wednesday. It was the middle of the night. His face and beard are covered in dust. He's showing his teeth like he's trying to smile, but you can tell he's tired. At that point, Zach says he'd been standing outside the gate for 14 hours. By Thursday morning in Afghanistan, Jamil had spoken to U.S. troops. They told him the gate might open later that day, and Zach thought he had a good chance of getting through. Then there was an explosion.
Eyewitnesses told NPR about a large explosion and then gunfire at the Kabul airport. We saw photos of Afghans running from the scene, carrying wounded people in wheelbarrows, taking them to emergency hospital in Kabul.
2 suicide bombs went off, according to the Pentagon, at the same gate where Jamil and his family were waiting. Zach got a call from Jamil a few hours later. He'd taken his family to a safe room while he checked another entrance to the airport, so they'd missed the blast.
They were lucky, very lucky. But now they're in their safe place in the city, away from all of the danger, I think, at this point.
Zach doesn't think they'll be able to get out through the airport anymore. He's trying to find a vehicle so Jamil and his family can get out of the country by land. That's the plan for now. For VPR News, I'm Lexi